Hey, how you guys doing? This is Bobby from the Outdoor Savages. Got a chance to sit down with Mr. DanO from EWO and John Richards from UltimAider. Exciting weekend. These guys came up here to Central Michigan. We also linked up with Mr. Heath Hartt from H2 Saddles. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it here this morning to sit around and chat with us, but we did get an opportunity to hunt with him. Awesome guy, awesome saddles. So if you haven't heard of H2 Saddles yet, give H2 Saddles a check out on the internet. Good saddles. So, but we're just sitting here BSing around. I had a chance to sit down with Dan and John and kind of heard their backstories behind the companies. And yeah, I just thought that it would be an interesting thing to kind of let everybody hear where EWOs started from, why it's doublesteps.com versus Eastern Woods Outdoors. And then John Richards with the UltimAider, one of the fastest growing aiders that I have seen out there, and that it makes a great pair with the UP. So that's something that I thought that the viewers might want to hear a little bit about. So I'll introduce Mr. DanO. I'll let him take it over from here. Yeah, what kind of background do you come from, sir?
Yeah, IT. That makes sense, right?
That's yeah. I would have assumed some kind of manufacturing or engineering or something like that, but IT, right. Yeah.
Yeah, IT, computers since the 80s. So when they first came out, and you know, I'm kind of glad to be saying goodbye to that phase right now. But no, double steps, Eastern Woods Outdoors was not something we dreamt up and kind of planned. It's one of those things that just happened. Interesting, but how it all worked out. But the need for some machine parts, basically the double steps. So double steps for lone wolf sticks and other.
Where did you kind of hear about the need for that?
So I was on saddlehunter.com.
Okay, the forums.
Yep, forums. I'm not on social media, so Hunter takes care of that for me.
I will say, interesting thing, anybody that has looked up DanO on Facebook, it is a truly different profile pic than in real life.
It's a little old. I don't do social media, so I had to put something out there.
Yeah, you need an updated picture.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had heard about, you know, just the need for double steps and whatnot within the forums, and that's kind of how.
Yep, my good buddy from church had started his own machine shop, so he had capacity at the time, so we started making double steps, just selling double steps, and you know, I just had to make it a little bit easier and kind of put a doublesteps.com out there, and we were just selling double steps on the site, and then pretty soon had, you know, calls for let's make squirrel steps, let's make, you know, platform post brackets, and let's sell all the DIY stuff, and kind of from there it's like, well, you can't just call it double steps anymore, so we had to switch it over to Eastern Woods Outdoors.
When was double step started?
So over 3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And so
okay.
3 years ago yesterday is when I think we officially did the Eastern Woods Outdoors.
Happy company birthday.
Yeah, thank you.
That's awesome.
Yep. And it was one of those, yeah, we got to come up with something different than double steps, and I'm not a marketing genius. And found out my last name in Dutch means from the Eastern Woods.
Oh.
So, like,
oh, that's
Eastern
cool. That's
Woods
interesting.
Outdoors.
Yeah.
That's where that came from.
That's awesome. Okay, yeah. Okay, John, Mr. UltimAider.
Yes, sir.
Man, what kind of background do you come from, sir?
Well, I'm a pipe fitter for Chrysler. That's what I still currently do. Prior to that, I did production for Chrysler for 17 years before I went into the trades. And the UltimAider, how that came around, I just started saddle hunting technically this year. Well, technically this year, it would have been January of this year. Where I live, our season goes to the end of January. I didn't receive my first saddle till Christmas. That was my gift last year from my wife, was a saddle. I was climbing with sticks and doing the mobile, you know, the hanging hunt. I did that for all last year, and I wanted to get into using an aider. So the story behind how the UltimAider came about was I wanted an aider, so I bought a rope, and I tried DIYing my own aider like everybody else does, right? So I make this aider out of a rope, and I hated it. I didn't like it at all. I said, they're not for me. I don't want to use an aider. And the more I was carrying those sticks, I didn't want to carry those sticks either. So I started looking around on websites. I went on DanO's site. I went on Backwood Mobile, Mike Isabel's site, and checked out their aiders. And I was looking to order an aider, and I had it in the cart, and I was going through the steps. And speaking of steps, right, you have to pick your distance between your steps. You have to figure out how many steps you want, and I didn't know. I was still new. So I checked out, or I left the site, and I said, I got to figure out you know, what step I
Yep.
want, how many steps I want on my aider before I actually order my aider. So I started making something where I can adjust it so I can figure it out. Well, once I was done making that, I realized I have an aider. Now I don't need to buy an aider, right? I just made one and I can adjust it. And so I used it for the rest of that season, but the parts on that were Amazon parts. They weren't
Mm-hmm.
quality parts.
Weren't weight rated and
They
tested.
weren't
Yep.
weight.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, I was
So you're
using
just
it.
truly just risking your life. out there.
Obviously, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, we're glad you're
but
still here.
I was tied in the whole time. I knew if my aider went, but so at the time I was like, I liked the concept, I liked the idea. I threw it out there on Facebook.
I
And
remember that post.
you remember that
Yep,
post?
I
So
remember
I
the
put it
post.
out there on Facebook and just kind of wanted to get people's opinion on it, and the response was pretty positive. So I pulled it off really quick. Then I contacted DanO, and he already heard about it through Hunter. I believe Hunter saw it and screenshot it and sent it to you. Yeah. So, and he was willing to take me aboard and allow me to sell
And
it
if
on
anybody
his
doesn't
site.
know, Hunter's DanO's son. Hunter's the one that's awesome in any of our Facebook groups and stuff like that for getting back on anybody that has any questions on shipping lead times and things like that. That's who Hunter is. Hunter was supposed to be here too,
Yes.
but unfortunately, he chose something else.
He chose poorly.
Yes, he chose poorly, so that's on you, Mr. Hunter. But anyway, so Hunter had already screenshot the.
Yeah, so he sent that to DanO, and I contacted, you know, DanO about selling on the site, and he was more than happy to take it on. So then that started the process of how do I make it legit? How do I make it strong enough? And he helped me a lot along the way, put me in contact with people who can do like third-party testing, and
That's awesome.
actually, I believe it was Backwoods Mobile that sent me the Austrian Alpins, my first ones, when I was trying to find buckles that
Sweet.
were rated. So I got those buckles from him. I put together.
Shout out to Backwoods Mobile,
Yes.
another great company
So
and products. If you have a chance and you're looking for something saddle hunt related, they're another definite awesome option. Backwoods Mobile. Is it
Backwoods Mobile Gear.
Backwoods Mobile Gear.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, and actually, I even talked to him about putting it on his site too. Ultimately, we didn't end up going that route, which is probably better for me because I'm having a hard time just keeping him in stock.
Well, that's
Luckily,
cool. That'll take us into our next little area. Is what I wanted to kind of bring the guys about was the lead times, the supply chains, supply and demand, how that's all being affected worldwide, whether it be COVID, just all kind of regulations and things of that nature. So, yep, for everybody that's kind of had the few extra weeks that have been waiting on different things, you know, a lot of these times it's not even within the company's hands. It's outside of their parameters, outside of their grasp. And yeah, so that's a good thing what John's going to say about the Austrian Alpin buckles.
well, to lead into the Austrian Alpin buckle, but the issue I was having is just demand, keeping up, being able to produce enough just to keep him stocked, right? So then if I was trying to stock, that's why
a good thing.
But
A
that's a good
stressful,
thing, right?
but good thing.
So that's why I actually shut down my site, selling them on UltimAider.com. You can still go there and click on it. It'll direct you to
Okay.
his site, but he's got a crew of guys working who are always there shipping.
And you guys did get that. Ultimator.com will also direct you to doublesteps.com from Easter Woods Outdoors.
Yeah, so it's kind of just going through him. And the buckle issue, yep, it's an issue where they're running out of stock. So we ran out of black ones really early in the game. And to get those in is
And now, is
almost
that something,
impossible.
I guess, when you contact the Austrian Alpin Buckle Company, now is that something that they can just adjust on the fly? Or is this the reason that they're coming of a shortage is because of some historical?
supposedly it's 12 months ago is how they base their ordering.
Okay.
So what they were selling 12 months ago is what they're ordering.
That makes
For
sense,
today.
though, in a business perspective to project out for your next
Yeah,
calendar
I'm
year.
newer than 12 months ago.
Okay, so
I
your
didn't-
company wasn't here 12 months ago. When they
So
were...
I apologize to any other company out there that uses the 1-inch Austrian Alpin buckles. I've been kind of sucking up quite a few of them, but I haven't been sucking them up. You guys have, right? The customers who have been ordering them
yes.
have been needing them. So that's
There's
just-
a lot of new Ultimate One sticks
So-
with UPs going out there with Ultimators coming out. Yeah, so that's...
So I mean, it's a good problem to have, right? We're running out of the buckles, but coming up soon, it sounds like we're going to be running short on the silver buckles as well. So yeah, that's about it for
The buckles. Yeah, no,
the
that's cool.
buckles.
I did happen to see, man, have you, your pack and play? I don't know how many people have seen the pack. Would you grab it real quick?
Yep. Oh, no, I can't. Because I left it out on the tree where I'm hunting tonight.
Well, I will get a hold of something to get you guys about the pack and play, but it's a product that's been out. I don't know how I missed it. I happened to miss it. I use the UltimAider on the bottom of my UP as well, and it essentially is a piece of material at the bottom that you can put your aider into, kind of packed in very sleek and very nicely. So that is something. I'll get you a picture of some. They are on doublesteps.com. Yep, they are available. DanO, how are things going at doublesteps.com? How are your supply chains and stuff like that?
Same thing. Everything from rope to safeguards.
Oh yes, I definitely
safeguards.
Safeguards. It's been, we had projected out what we needed, and we put a big order in. Even all the way back to January. I think my January order may have recently been fulfilled. They've just been giving us little shipments here and there that not even enough to put on the website, so I apologize. But we try to hold some back and give out, but this last week we oversold by like a dozen, so I apologize. We don't have any, no ETA. And they blame it on COVID, they blame it on aluminum shortage, and then rope. Orders from May that we're still waiting on.
Is there anything you guys would like to add?
As far as like upcoming?
Yeah.
So we are still working on the straight version of the Ultimate platform, the UP.
Okay.
Might be called, well, actually two things. So we've got the straight UP, and then we might have the LP coming out. So Lower Peninsula, LP,
Okay.
UP,
Okay. Yeah.
light platform.
Yeah.
Something just a little bit smaller than the UP.
Huh.
So
I like
two of those,
that.
working on prototypes, trying to get those out.
Yeah. Now that's
I
exciting.
just learned something new right here.
Yeah. Now that is really exciting. Do you have Okay, so I know that the UP on the Ultimate One Stick weighs in just under 4 pounds, according to one of my videos here on the YouTube channel. You guys can check it out. UP deployment review and packability. It's a great product. What is the current UP's weight?
The same, yep.
Okay.
So the UP itself weighs like 32 ounces.
Okay. And then what are you guesstimating, or do you have an idea on
Not
the
yet.
LP?
So we're gonna get it designed and prototyped out, and like the first prototype of the UP was probably close to 4.5 pounds. I don't know. It was. I mean, we just made it sturdy, and we were working on dimensions.
I remember us talking about it a few weeks
I
before.
still have it. It's super heavy. We weren't using it, but just trying to get the dimensions down and seeing how it would work on the tree. We went through a few iterations, so we'll be doing the same thing with the LP. But the straight UP will be the same weight.
Okay.
So
What,
just
any
going this way.
adjustability or just straight?
So it'll just be kind of flat.
So do you actually get a lot of guys that want it?
We are
straight?
getting some, and guys that are running a JX3 or guys that are strictly sitters.
Yeah.
That works.
Oh, and I
perfect.
imagine even the people that spin to shoot for the weak side shot.
To stand up
You
and
get a
turn
little
around?
bit more of a flat shot.
Yep, you get just a little bit more.
The angle, though, from anyone that leans 50% of the time, the angle I think is very
Yeah,
beneficial.
yep. No, I like
Yeah,
it.
I'm usually on that angle more than the flat.
Oh yeah.
I usually
Oh,
put
they
like the arches
Mm-hmm.
kind of cupped over the
Yep.
wings and kind of just sit on the edge for the most
And then when
part.
those start to get sore, you kind of put your heels on there and your toes on the tree.
Yeah,
Kinda
and
mix
stretch
it
it
up
out
a
a
little
little bit.
Plenty of room.
Yeah, no, so awesome, man.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys?
Well, I guess hopefully, if it goes right. Right now it's just in drawing, but looking at maybe some sort of a repel pouch.
Okay, so different from a roll pouch.
Different from a roll pouch.
A repel pouch.
And then you have the dropout pouch as well. So there's
Okay.
a couple different types of pouches out there.
Yeah.
There would be, I would just call it a repel pouch, somewhere along those lines. But
Okay.
it would be for repelling,
Yeah.
but it would be set up a little bit different.
Nice.
I'm hoping an improvement, but we'll see. We'll make a couple prototypes. If we're not happy with it, you guys won't see it.
Well, hopefully we
If
do
look-
see it.
It's got to be good, or else I won't release it. So,
Good deal, man. Well, all right, man. We're gonna wrap it up. I want to thanks DanO and John for their time coming up to Central Michigan, getting a little bit of hunting in. We didn't see as many deer as we'd like to. We still got another evening hunt tonight. Happy Halloween, everybody. DanO and John will be out here hunting out here in this Michigan state land. I will be in full Cobra Kai outfit with my son tonight. We'll get a couple pictures up on the YouTube video as well for trick-or-treating. So maybe I'll even wear my saddle, the Cobra Kai saddle hunter.
Oh.
All right, you guys, man. Thanks
Good
again for
picture.
tuning in. DanO, John, thank you guys very much.
Thanks a lot, Bobby.
Yep. We'll see you guys next time.